Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Black, White, and Red all over. I'm the hardest working man in comics, Victor Dandridge.
Ryan Seymour, King of Comic Town.
Yes, we are in your holy kingdom, sir.
Yeah.
A lot of books came through this week.
Yeah. You read 7?
Yeah.
I read 6.5.
No. That's got to count at least as 3 books right there. We're gonna talk about that. All right. So, in the honorable mentions, the things that you should read, should. That's what we'll call that. We've got one that's the same.
Yes.
Only one. Okay. Where do you want to start? Do you want me to knock out a few and then you jump in? I mean, because you got...
Yeah, knock out some.
All right.
The man who effed up the time was
Let us
on
talk
my
about
list
this.
to read, but something took 20, 30 minutes.
It did. The man who effed up time. This is from AfterShock. It's issue 2, John Layman, Carl Moster. Okay, so here's the thing. As I said before, this is a fun title. The issue here is when you're dealing with crazy time travel, has the bar been capped with Chrononauts? Both the first volume and then the second volume. Because, I mean, when you're talking hijinks, it's one of those things. What this is overtly, though, is a little bit more comedic than action-oriented. So I think that's the thing that when I first read the first issue, I wasn't really locked in. I was like, wait, is this going to be more action? What is it?
Yeah.
Super comedic, very, very funny, but kind of dry humor. So you got to go into it recognizing what it is versus what it ain't. So in this one, we're dealing with the direct ramifications of said time travel, hijinks before. Because, I mean, generally speaking, if you have the opportunity to change time, you might give yourself a leg up or few.
Yeah.
Don't do that. We learned really early, don't do that. Would you ever attack a baby?
Ever?
I mean that as a hypothetical, not as a confessional. Not as a confessional.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know if my attorney would...
Yeah, not as a confessional, but, I mean...
No, I would never attack a baby.
Well said. So, just off of the page, first page, one should definitely read this book.
Yeah.
Without question. So, yeah, I think it's a lot more fun, and going into this one, I enjoyed it a lot more than I did the first issue, because I had a clear understanding of what kind of book this was going to be.
Yeah.
So, very, very good. Very, very good. Do you want to jump in, or do you want me to read one more, or do one more?
Do one more.
All right.
Then I'll do Sweetheart.
All right, so I'm going to do Superman. This is issue 21. We got Bendis Reyes. This is a knockdown slobber knocker of an issue. This is classic goodness. Superman versus Mongol. I mean, you can't go wrong with these things.
No way you can go wrong.
But it's funny because there's this mix of like galactic stuff versus earthbound stuff, and just the juxtaposition is utterly hilarious. This is going to be a very interesting run when it's all said and done, because what Bendis has done is truly humanize Superman.
Yeah.
Like, made him a dude, like a guy that you have had beers with, you just didn't know he was also Superman. It's true. It's absolutely true. It's fun. I like it. All right, what do you got?
From Kenny Loggins' favorite imprint, Action Lab Danger Zone.
Talk to me.
All right, Sweetheart.
First of all, I love that title treatment. That's dope.
Yeah, it's like a real, I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's like a real Norwegian black metal style, except you can actually read it. All right, this was really fun for me. It takes place in a world where monsters exist. There's two main types. Some are skinny, and the other type is the big beefy ones.
Okay.
And they will just almost at random tag a person, and then that person is theirs to hunt. Eventually they'll kill and eat. Yeah, but there's ways to keep them at bay, and it's the story of this family that both the mother and the son have been tagged. So it's pretty cool. It takes
the same monster or two different monsters?
Two different ones, because gotta keep it fresh, gotta keep it mixed up. And then there's a granddaughter that's involved. So yeah, it was real cool. It's really dark. It's got monsters hunting people.
What else do you need?
Yeah.
I mean, what else do you need? Like, literally, that's your wheelhouse.
I need some Spider-Man.
I'll give you some Spider-Man. All right, so we got Nick Spencer, Ryan Ottley. Ryan is my favorite. So in this one, again, this is it's kind of like a mixed bag. Okay, so clearly by the cover we see that Spidey is teaming up with Boomerang. Boomerang is probably the worst, we'll call him anti-hero right now. Because he's kind of lucking into these heroic situations and not well. But this one is a really cool, like, catch-up issue. Like, you find out, like, how all these different, situations have occurred. Like you start off in the muck and mire of some crazy, but then it takes a huge break and like builds you back into the whole story. So considering that I wasn't like actively reading previous issues, this one was perfect because now I totally understand how their dynamic. Spoilers because it happened earlier. They are roommates. Yeah, hilarity.
It's been that for a little bit.
Yeah. So that's not a newbie. But really, kind of seeing how all of this kind of built up to this moment. Really well done. Like really well done. I think 41 as a jump on point. And I know that's not even like a good word to use anymore. Yeah. But it's perfect. Yeah. Like you can catch up everything that you need to, and it works. It makes sense. Yeah. So definitely try that one out. Yeah. Do it.
Have you ever thought Dune was too simple of a plot? Did you read War and Peace and think, is that all?
Light reading? Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jonathan Hickman, who I love.
Yes, generally.
What he did with Black Monday Murders, which was very complex, and then a lot of the important you have to read this page, which isn't really comic to understand. And then he took that similar idea to House of X and Powers of 10 and took it to another level.
Right.
Has taken it to another level beyond another level with his new image book, Decorum. So it's issue 1. There's no ads. It's a double-sized issue. It is so freaking dense, and there's a diorama for street food. Like a diagram to understand the bowl of rice.
Yeah.
There are chunks of it that I loved. Like this section and at the very end were both really, really, really cool.
Right.
The problem was slogging through.
That is such a good word.
The weird. Like
I couldn't do it.
Yeah, because
I tried.
When it opens up with 4 paragraphs of text referring to solar imperial preserves, it's kind of like
it's a textbook, man.
Yeah, it's daring you. Like, are you gonna?
What's up?
And there's no actual discernible language up until it's such a mixed bag for me.
Yeah.
Because half of it I loved, the other half I was just like, John, dude, you're trying.
It's one of those situations where smart people are doing things for smart people without recognizing that the common denominator is not necessarily at that place.
Yeah.
Like, for me, I like to be entertained with my comics. And I do like some highly intelligent things, absolutely. But I have to be able to absorb the information. Yeah. And I could not
It's so tough to get through that when you get to the parts where you're like, oh, okay, cool, there's a conversation and there's violence.
That's about what you get from it.
Yeah.
I think that's part of my problem is like, this is a series that I don't know what it is, where it's going, so I can't find an entry point. Even though it's like big and obtuse, I can't find an entry point into it because I got nothing.
But I can tell you how much a cryopod rents for over the course of 20 years.
Because these are things you need to know.
It's in here.
You need to know this.
But then there's like badass.
I mean, it looks gorgeous.
It is.
But you have to earn that. That's kind of the bad.
Yeah.
Okay, so with this mix of storytelling, I said this before. I think this is Captain Underpants, but for grown-ups. That's the intention because it's multiple. Like Captain Underpants has prose novelization. It's got comics. It's got slight animation to it. This is all of those. I mean, not all of those, but
it's pretty close.
Yeah, but no, it's not quite. It's not quite it. Not for me. Not for me.
It's tough. Like if the next issue has as much ancillary stuff that you have to read to get to the, I'm gonna give it another issue. But like,
you're so kind.
It wasn't tough. Like
I couldn't finish that one.
I don't know who the heck to suggest it to.
That's the other thing. Is like when you go that highbrow, who do you get to read this?
Yeah.
It has to be where someone is so intrinsically in love with Hickman's writing that they're like, oh, I'm getting it because he did it, even though I don't understand what happened.
Yeah. So it's the readers of Odyssey.
Right.
Like Creftsman's Black Monday Murders.
Ooh, Odyssey was a.
Yeah, I'll find that one fan and be like, hey. And that's rounding up.
Yeah. All right. So this one is special because we've got a new movie coming out this weekend.
Yes.
What? Bloodshot number 7.
It is a jumping on point.
Yes. We've got Tim Seeley, and art-wise, who we got on this one? Mark Lamming. There we go. And Jason Masters. Good. Yeah, this is kind of a jumping on point, isn't it? Like, you kind of get an understanding of who Bloodshot is. And what's kind of crazy is, like, I think Bloodshot becomes very easily a one-note character. Mm-hmm. So it is really about surrounding him with other ancillary characters for him to involve himself with.
Yeah.
It's very, like, you get to a certain point where, like, after Terminator 2, you only get, like, 2 options. Either Arnold is good or he's trying to kill you. Like, that's it. But what really brings in the flavor is, like, who he's with. Is it John? Is it, somebody else?
Yeah.
Is it, it kind of, like, that's what this reminds me of.
Yeah, and it's really cool because it gives it, I don't know if humanize is the right word, but it gives a weakness.
Yes.
Where he actually is a good person and wants to help people, and that puts him, when you're a nanotech killing machine.
Yeah, yeah.
Liking people's,
a little tough.
Yeah, it's a little tough.
When you don't always get to make the decisions of your person,
yeah,
definitely makes things tough. I think that it was very smart for them to have this book come out this week with the movie, by not also making it a number 1, because it gives you things to go back to, which I think is very, very smart. It's not this, like, crazy hope that you'll see the movie and then rush to a comic shop. If you do make it to a comic shop, there's history. Like, there's stuff for you to get into and a lot of it.
Very true.
You guys had a special Bloodshot cover.
For the Jeff Lemire run.
Right.
Yep. So if you're looking for a Jeff Lemire run, Bloodshot number 1 with Comic Time logo.
Which you should. Are you guys going to be set up at any theaters?
Actually, no.
We might have to change that.
I know some
people. I know some people. We can do some things. But yeah, definitely check out Bloodshot, starring Vin Diesel. I think it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
It looks like it's going to be so much fun.
Yeah. He gets shot in the face a lot and doesn't die.
Yeah.
Like,
it's nanotech.
Yeah. Which is going to be roped into the next Fast and Furious. I'm guaranteeing, like...
That'd be pretty sweet.
Watch. All right, so things that I think should be on your pull list, people.
Yes.
That's what we're pulling up here. Where do you want to start? We got all 3 the same here.
A lot to talk about. I don't know why anybody else is allowed to write Batman besides Warren Ellis.
Let's go there. Let's do it. Okay. The Batman's Grave, number 6. Warren Ellis, Brian Hitch. What you just said should be gospel.
It's so freaking good. It's
true. And you know what? Okay, so here's the thing that I think makes it so good. This is Warren Ellis writing. It could literally be anyone in terms of the actions, but there's something very specific that makes it Batman.
Yeah.
Is that weird to say?
No.
Okay.
No, you're 100% right.
Okay.
It's because, oh my gosh, because there's so much violence, but at the same time, as it's happening, Batman is doing and saying Batman things.
Right.
Where he's 2 or 3 moves ahead of everybody.
Everything. Okay, from here on out, if Batman goes into a detective mode and he doesn't talk it out like he has in this series, it's wrong.
Yeah.
I love the way that he's doing that because it's one thing to have the magic in his head and even, in captions to figure it out.
Yeah.
The notion that he is saying it out loud to put himself in the space
is amazing.
Makes it so real.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Yeah, it's like he's profiling the entire situation.
Yeah.
Seeing things from the eyes of the victim. And you can see where he could easily get caught up in it.
Right.
And reverse it to where it's Ellis is just doing amazing stuff with it.
Truly.
And Hitch
is,
do you think when he saw the first script where he's like, I get to beat up so many people with Batman? And it just,
listen, let's be frank. This is the greatest weapon I've ever seen.
Right?
The greatest weapon.
I feel like that's a weapon that's illegal in warfare. Like
No, you can't do that. You cannot do that at all. I feel like that you're absolutely right. That's a violation of many treaties and yeah. But it works on so many levels. Like so many levels.
And Alfred
is the best thing happening.
Yeah.
Okay? No, you know who the greatest villain in Batman's Rogue Gallery is? Alfred. That's because this dude he knows where to hit and he pulls no punches.
And he's not wrong. That's the thing.
Ever.
He's dead on so many of these things. And this little blurb where he's talking about a situation that happened to him in the 80s when he was still in the military. Because we forget that.
Oh yeah.
Like Alfred is a killer.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Although, okay, I got to give a shout out to Mark Bernardin. He's watching the show. I know he is. So he was talking about a version of Batman that he would do. That after the Waynes died, Alfred takes Bruce back to England and inducts him into MI6.
Yes.
Right? And I'm like, why has no one ever written that?
Yeah.
Oh my god! But it has to be this Alfred.
Yeah. It can't
Has
be
to
any.
be this
Yeah.
Alfred. Yeah. No diss to Michael Caine, but it has to be this guy.
Yeah. It looks like Niven. Like the way Hitch draws him.
Oh, I can see that.
So there's like this elegance to it.
Yeah.
Like that supersedes the or puts a cover over the graphic violence that he's describing in this.
He's like, yeah, this is what we did.
You're like,
It's what's up.
yeah,
I mean, I handled it.
yeah. I did that.
I just wanted to see what, and it didn't. So
What do you know?
clearly he wasn't that.
Are
Sorry.
you still out there roughing up poor people? Like,
I mean, now that's the thing where you go back and go, now if that was what Batman was like, Joker wouldn't have made it.
No.
Joker never would have.
No.
Jason Todd never would have seen a crowbar.
Yeah.
Joker wouldn't have made it that far. I'm just throwing
Yeah.
it out there.
MI6 Batman?
Nah.
Not even.
Handling it. Can we do stealth?
Yeah, that was actually a really interesting one for
It
me.
was. All right, so Stealth. From Skybound, this is issue 1. We've got on the creative team Mike Costa, Nate Belregard, or no, I want to say Belregard. Belgarde. Thank you. Tamara Bonvillain. Love Tamara's colors. Okay, so here's the thing. It starts off with a very terse description of Detroit.
Yes.
As an Ohioan, I immediately knew that this book was going to be magic because we don't care about that whole state. We're from Ohio.
Yeah.
OH. So what I loved, though, was the way this played.
Yeah.
The twist is truly a twist.
Yes, very much so.
It's awesome. Okay. The character design, the superhero character design is Darkhawk meets Stormtrooper.
Yes.
If this isn't cosplayed soon, I'm upset with everybody.
Yeah. It's all right. So as I was reading it, right,
Yeah.
in my head,
Yeah.
I was thinking, there was that Marvel series miniseries that we hated. Like they actually canceled it. Was it Nighthawk?
Nighthawk. Yeah.
This is everything.
Ooh,
that
that's
they
a
were
good point. That's a
shooting
good point.
for.
That's a good point. No disrespect. I'm sorry, David. I love you. I love you so much. David Walker wrote that one. It is actually before we became friends. That I didn't love that particular book. I really didn't. But I can see exactly what you mean in terms of what this could set up, because it seems like the things that particular series was trying to do.
Yeah.
This is not trying to do, but succeeding at.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because it's a brand new character and we get like carte blanche. We have to figure it all out.
Yeah.
And Nighthawk didn't have that openness.
Yeah.
There was too many things that were already rooted, so that you couldn't quite explore the same way. That's me like trying to save my friendship. Do you see that? Just in case he gets mad at me, he's gonna text me. He's like, "You son of a." But no, like this, you did
Because there's the meta plot
right.
of Stealth, who is this badass Iron Man, Punisher,
Yes.
Stormtrooper kind of thing that pulls no punches.
Right.
So you've got that going on, and then you got the story of this father and a son, and the son is a newspaper reporter in Detroit, and he's seeing his city that he loves
Fall apart.
Yeah. And at the same time, he's seeing the same thing with his father. His father looks like he has early onset
dementia, Alzheimer's or something.
and so he's he's trying.
Yeah.
And it's this very human story that I absolutely loved. And then there's that plot twist, which I don't like.
I didn't see that coming at all.
Not even close.
Not in the slightest. I have to admit though, this as original artwork, that's got to be a page to have. Like
Right?
that's a 2-page spread. I might have to ask my peoples that do stuff like that and be like, "Yo, how much is this?"
Yeah.
Because that's beautiful.
'Cause it's amazing.
Yeah.
Like it's such a cool character that
It's dope. It's kind of like a Kylo Ren-ness there too. Like there's so many different cool elements to what this character looks like. it's amazing.
Yeah, 'cause
absolutely amazing.
Majestic and terrifying.
All at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. When they came up with the design for it,
Right?
like, did the concept of the look come first? You're like, oh man, and then
These are the things that we wanted to represent or be like. I don't know.
yeah,
I don't know. That's a good question.
Oh my gosh,
That's a
when-
really good question.
yeah, because when that twist happens at the end of that twist,
Man, that was because the twist like kept twisting, which was even better.
yeah,
Even better. Yeah, that's a good book. Stealth #1. Check that out. Actually, okay, so I had to ask questions because I know of a small press title
Yeah.
called Stealth
Yeah.
from an imprint. Now I'm just gonna say it from Short Fuse Media, which is interesting because Short Fuse was originally based out of Detroit. So I was like, is this somehow related? But it doesn't seem to be. So
Interesting.
Very interesting. Very
Huh.
interesting. Thor #4. 4 of Thor. Oh, Donny Cates, Nick Klein. Okay. Issue 3, I wasn't here for.
Yep.
And you guys reviewed it. I read it after the fact.
Yeah.
And I said that it had the best Mjolnir moment since Endgame.
Yes.
That should have waited.
That side story.
Oh,
I want to know, are they going to go back and tell that story?
they better. You can't play around with that.
Right?
You can't tease that.
Because now he knows. What else has changed?
Everything has changed. Okay. So the Black Winter is coming, still upon us. The goal here of Thor as the Herald of Galactus. Say that again. Thor, the Herald of Galactus. Has to lead Galactus to these 5 secret planets that the Surfer had hidden from him, knowing that if he ate these 5, it would imbue him with a level of power that would be a problem.
Yeah.
Bottom line, nigh unstoppable.
Yeah, which normally would be a problem. You would not want.
You don't want that. You don't want that. But in order to fight this Black Winter, you kind of need him at that level.
Yeah.
We saw BWRA Bill in the last issue, kind of having words with Thor about his support of Galactus.
It's not wrong.
No, not at all. And we're seeing a battle of literal gods and kings here. This gets so tasty.
Yeah.
All right, let me ask you this. Do you feel like any part of this series so far belittles Galactus?
Little.
A little?
A little.
Right?
But when you look at it, all right, so Thor has his power.
Right?
He's got Allfather's
Right.
power. He's got the power cosmic.
Right?
So maybe he can throw his weight around a little bit.
A little bit.
Go
And it's
on.
his book. I mean, let's be fair.
Yeah.
You know.
But Galactus has survived 2 universes.
Right?
He eats planets.
Period.
He's the one that gave the power cosmic.
Right?
So yeah, there's a little bit where I'm like,
Maybe you shouldn't be able to. Well, okay, so the thing for me is, I think it's belittling of Galactus initially, but then that sets the scale. There's nobody that any other characters can genuinely interact with that show you the scale of what Black Winter actually is.
Yeah.
You fully understand that this is bad
Yeah.
when it kicks the crap out of Galactus.
yeah,
That's what it is. Especially when you already see earlier that it's not that Galactus came to Thor for help.
Yeah.
It was he saw his death. That was Thor, and he's like, "Oh no, we're gonna answer about this.
Yeah.
Why am I seeing you when I see death?
Yeah.
What is that?"
it's so Thor takes him to these remaining 4 planets
Yeah.
after this beautiful interaction between him and Sif, and yeah, that was just gorgeous. She's like, I am gonna protect him. I am going to protect the
Dopest thing
Bifrost.
ever.
And that is such. Has anybody ever used the Bifrost as a weapon?
No.
And sending it there is
What a genius! I mean, there's.
right.
She knew. She had to know.
Yeah.
She had to know.
Or she didn't, and now he know. You'll know when you're reading,
Yeah, you will.
because you're gonna.
Yeah, you will. Yeah, you will.
And oh, geez, it's so beautifully rendered. Where Galactus is consuming the planets and the concise,
Yeah.
overview that we give of each that we get over the planets. Like, okay, that makes sense.
Right.
That's a pretty cool idea for a planet. And then when we finally see the Black Winter,
Man.
I don't know if it's if it's
creepy.
is it
It's
an
creepy.
entity? Is it
It's an essence. It is
Yeah.
a thing. It is a presence. It is there.
Yeah.
Is what it is. I can't even imagine being on this planet and seeing that.
I'd poop myself personally.
Definitely, few times, 2, 3 poops in a row, back to back.
And those people were down. Like they
Were
like,
ready.
Yeah.
They were ready for the cause. For the cause. But man, this is
Yeah. It's so, when you're gonna like, how do you follow Jason Aaron? Donnie Cates.
like this. And okay, so since you said that, can we talk about the notion that Cates is building his own little mini universe of things between the Thanos series, Silver Surfer Black, there's all these and Venom, obviously.
Yeah.
There's all these different things that are like coalescing together that all fit together.
Yeah.
That is part of the little Donnie Cates universe.
Yeah.
Like, it's magic what he's building.
Yeah.
Kind of amazing, y'all.
Yeah.
Kind of amazing. Don't sleep on this. Like, this is super dope,
Yeah.
super amazing.
Buy
Wow. Yeah.
Like, just go track down the
Yeah.
trades. If you long for the days of like really Kirby-esque, tripped out, like sci-fi cosmic stuff, Silver Surfer Black.
Yeah.
If you want something that's a little bit comedic but makes sense as you look at it,
Right.
Cosmic Ghost Rider.
Absolutely.
Thanos.
That was just badass, man.
Yeah.
Like, there was just moment after moment after moment of, like, if you want to feel like a little kid who is like stumbling in the comics for the first time because they're doing stuff that's just cool. Yeah. Donnie Cates. That's the name to look for.
It's pretty good.
Find it.
Yep.
It's dope. You know what's a good place to find it? Comic Town. This spot where we are, right here, because it's the best store in the universe. I said it. I'm just gonna go ahead and multiverse. Yeah. Well, let's just spread it out.
Yeah. And now that it's on the internet, it's got to be true.
Facts.
Sorry.
Absolute facts. If you like this episode, click that button because we need that validation in our lives.
We really do.
It's like a warm hug from
Yeah.
the internet, and the internet should give more hugs anyway.
Yeah.
How come that's not a button? You should have a hug button.
Ooh, on the dark web it is.
That's different. That's totally different.
Yeah.
We're going to skip past that. If you like what you saw for sure, though, and you want to get more of that action, click the
bell.
subscribe and the notification bell because you need that. Every week we bring it. We drop it to you.
Yeah.
Boom, in your mailbox.
It's delicious.
Like, knock, knock, who's there? Us. All of this. Look at it. Stare at it. Longing.
Are you not entertained?
Are you not entertained? Is it not why you're here?